Hello and welcome to episode 55 of my informative playthrough of Pathfinder Kingmaker. Now, in the previous video, if I just bring up the map, there, we've cleared this central area. We fought this dread Cyclops, and I was rewatching the footage from the previous video, and for some reason, it's always passed me by that the summons, sorry, the undead that appear there are, zombies from the bandits you just killed. For ages, it seems I've been labouring under the apprehension that they just appeared out of nowhere. But no, that's not the case, and I don't feel very smart for thinking that. Anyway, we are going to clear this little area here and visit this village that you can just about see the roofs of. And then we're going to rest and clear this area up here, which is, in my opinion, much more dangerous. But let's just talk to Licker, the Nixie. I'm trying to remember now. Yeah, because we've solved this little issue with this box that fell in the water, and the which the followers of Sharon were trying to transport across before Licker sunk their boat, and of course the bandits then tried to fish it out, or did. We opened it, out came the Cyclops, we killed the Cyclops, the end. The problem solved, there was a monster in the box, a Cyclops, but he's dead now. And yeah, this little Nixie is incredibly pleased, and yeah, Alice is really pleased to help out one of the Fae. Yeah, she just quite likes that, being a good person, and Fae attuned. Anyway, you did it! I have to tell my family as soon as possible. Once I tell them what you did, they'll understand that not all strangers are bad. A Cyclops, huh? I doubt any of us could have dealt with that. And I'd say you've earned yourself a reward. So, we don't get very much. Some gold, a ring, some gems. The benefit is in the doing rather than the specifically the reward. Now, we're going to come down here, and I thought this would be a good place to talk about something quite interesting. Because a lot of the time, people talk about, don't get too close.
I'll share my path.
A lot of the time, people talk about tanking, and when they talk about tanking, they mean AC. Can your person stand there and only be hit on a 20? Like Kitty here. But you very rarely hear anybody talk about what I could perhaps refer to as AC tanking. That is not AC tanking, sorry, save tanking. That is having someone whose saves are high enough that they are not affected by spells, or by something that requires a reflex check or something. And yet, I kind of consider this to be equally important, and I'm hopefully going to use this to demonstrate that. So first of all, we are going to cast
Friendship lasts forever.
Haste here.
Oh, sorry, was lost in thought.
And Harem here has got Owl's Wisdom up. So we're just going to move Harem down here.
Each step brings us closer.
And we'll send the cat forward.
Their life ends here.
And there's not much danger. One might not think. Everyone can just
You right. This will hurt.
fire away. Including you, Jubilos. So, everyone just does their thing where they fire. Now if we sneak Harem up here, we find this little individual, Nixie Prankster. And they love to cast this confusion here. And you can see Tassel Worms have failed. This is a DC 23. Interestingly, our Leopard passed with a roll of 15, sorry. But if we just come over here, they're going to just do whatever they want because they're all confused. But Harem should, with his very high saves, be able to just...
You should have run.
Amateurs.
deal with this over here. So we'll just get everyone else just to come back over here, because it's going to cause displacement, so it's very difficult to hit. But the idea is, you can see that these Nixie Pranksters are really annoying. So they are level 9 Sorcerer, level 2 Fae. They will cast Displacement, they will cast Mirror Image, they will cast Invisibility Greater on others as well as themselves. Interestingly, the Concealment from Displacement and Greater Invisibility are the same. That's full concealment, so they don't stack. But they're immune to magic missile. So yeah, they're annoying. And you can see here it's casting Hideous Laughter. But Harem here, if we look, he's got this will saving throw of +20. So 7 from his buffed wisdom, 2 for being a dwarf, that's very nice. 1 from wearing the Ring of Luck, 2 from having Lindsay cast Good Hope, and 2 resistance bonus from his heavy shield, if we look. That is Protector of the Unjust, +2 resistance bonus on saving throws. Now resistance is the same as you'd get from these cloaks of resistance. However, they don't stack because they're the same type of bonus. But we're not going to be keeping this shield forever. But the idea there is that Harem is only going to fail this on a roll of 19 or 20. So this incredibly annoying spell, Hideous Laughter, which is, you know, quite difficult to deal with. Basically, like, if it gets you, you know, that's it. He could just sort of sit there all day as long as he doesn't roll really badly. Whereas if we had Valerie over here, Valerie has a will saving throw of 6, and that is with buffs. That is with a Ring of Luck. That is with Good Hope. That is with her Cloak of Resistance. Basically, if she was there, she'd be rolling on the floor laughing at the moment. So there's a lot of value to be, and there he gets tripped. But there's a lot of value in having high saves, as much as having a high AC. Like, you know, the ideal character has high everything, and we're going to see this later on this map, because we've got these couple of tougher fights here and here, which involve more Nixie Pranksters. Okay, so I think that's enough talking about how AC isn't the be-all and end-all of Pathfinder Kingmaker combat. Anyway, we get Talon of the Wise here, this is a +2 Agile Karma. That's a very nice weapon if you are a Dex-based monk. And we also get another little tidbit. The corpse of a tall man lies torn on the shore. The man was probably an experienced fighter in life, but it didn't do much good in the end. You notice a tuft of red fur clenched in the dead man's hand. Whoever killed this man seemed unlikely. It was a Tatzel worm. So someone, something, some creature or otherwise with red fur killed him.
It's my time to shine.
Why? We don't know. Anyway, we're going to, first of all, we're going to snaffle up a tiny bit of bonus XP by doing some climbing.
What troubles you?
So
Anything else?
up we go, and down we go, and we get 90 experience total. Next, hopefully there's rain. Hopefully there's no incredibly annoying thunder kicking in. But we're going to come along and have a look at this village here, and it's quite hard to see, but it is going to be thunder, and I'm very annoyed. Anyway, they have funny things to say, some of them, but there's 3 people maybe who's of interest. So first of all, we're going to steal everything they've got, as usual, and that includes coming down here to steal from this box. I am, of course, the lawful baroness of this area, so we can have no complaints about that. So yes, so fishing tackle is neatly packed and dry. It obviously hasn't been used recently. So the idea here is that this is a fishing village. We can see the big lake here. But for some reason, their fishing tackle has been packed away. More cool stuff.
Anything else?
We get a grilled silver eel recipe. That's very nice. And some silver eels. These are very valuable. Going to carry on along. I think
Adventures call to them.
we're just going to hit that. So we can flush out. There we go.
I found something.
Applause, please.
So Amulet of Natural Armor +2. That's quite
I'll
nice.
share my path.
And a Scroll of Haste. That's also quite nice. And if we look at the boats. So, looks like no one has taken them out on the lake today. So, most strange. And, Lydica here. She says such ridiculous things. Yes. If only I was a sorceress, I would have invented magic that makes cauldrons clean themselves. And, yeah. I have speculated, and I might be wrong, that this was some Kickstarter backer NPC that was put in. But, yeah. Anyway, we're going to talk to Brevis here. But not before we buff up. So, Brevis's roadside shop. Judging from his accent and fine clothes, this trader isn't from around here. And, what's causing all the fuss around here, buddy? And he says that the fools believe that their patron, the silver dragon, is causing the fish to jump ashore. If you remember in the previous video, we saw a lot of fish that had jumped ashore, including one we gave to lure a wyvern down. And this silver dragon supposedly decided to provide the villagers with a feast and sent them this gift. Idiots. I don't know the real reason those fish are jumping, but if it were me, I wouldn't get too close to those fish or that lake. And of course we know that the fish were leaping out because of the evil aura of that undead cyclops. Anyway, who's in charge of this village? He refers to Ivar, who we have met up in the northwest on top of the cliff. He's made the whole area believe he's some chosen one, the spokesman for the Silver Dragon. The idiots around here listen to everything he says and just do whatever he asks. And this is quite important info as we puzzle out what's going on. Ivar came here with a sack of silver scales and ridiculous stories about the Silver Dragon. Things started to change. So there was a wolf pack, and after Ivar got here, the wolves won't even come close to the local cows. Same with the monsters in the woods. They don't take one step towards the village or its people. It's pretty strange if you ask me. Very strange indeed. So, some connection between Ivar showing up, talking about silver dragons, and wolves and monsters not coming near the village. And we can ask to see his wares, but first of all, let's say I'm surprised to see a trader in such a remote place. And yes, he usually buys hides from the local hunters, but sometimes they come up with some rather intriguing trophies. No wonder, considering the number of different beasts that live in these woods. And we get an intimidate option here, which we've got a pretty high chance of passing, 24 to 25. These wares don't look like hunting trophies. They remind me more of some robber's loot. And yes, a roll of 17. Very good. And yes, I've got no idea what you mean. This is all pretty standard trade around these parts. So it looks like he is fencing bandits' ill-gotten, stolen stuff. You know, totally unrelated. I just realised I haven't had an opportunity before to offer a donation to help support our barony. And yes, Valerie doesn't like it. Anyway, why don't you start with where you acquired these goods of yours? And yeah. He refers to a cave to the north. Some less than law-abiding fellows have taken up residence there. If we're being uncharitable, you could call them bandits. I sell things they've collected, but I've never robbed anyone myself. You've my word of honor on that. So we've already killed those bandits, so we've already solved this little problem. And we get some alignment-based dialogues, and we can call him out. This does almost nothing, but it does shift you towards lawful good. We can attack him, which is pretty messed up, but yes. That is the hardline anti-bribe option. Or we can pick this neutral evil option. Donations are always appreciated. And I'm going to pick this one, and I don't often pick neutral... I don't often pick evil options. And my justification for this is we've already dealt with the root of the problem, and we're going to put this money to very good use, ploughing it back into the barony. And Valerie doesn't like that at all. But it does give us 4,500 gold, an enormous chunk of gold. That's quite the wow option, I suppose, and it really puts the others to shame. So long as you're happy with Valerie starting to dislike you a bit. Anyway, let's have a look at his wares. And he's got this 42,000 gold hand axe, which is a +2 hand axe. So if we just have a little look here, this is a very interesting weapon beacon because there's this chance of this blinding, and sure, it's only DC 13, so it'll probably only hit on a critical failure later on, but still, blinding is such a powerful effect. And also, it does an extra 1d6 cold, and it's +2. I'm not going to buy it, because I got no one who can use it. But still, it's quite the item. We're just going to sell everything we got. There. That's, in fact, Kiliki's chain shirt. We should probably have given that back to her. We're also going to sell Great Axe +1, this Frost Scythe +2, because, in fact, I'm going to hang on to that temporarily. We can sell this Talon of the Wise because we don't have a monk to use this karma, and we can sell this Warhammer +1. There we go. And I think everything else we're just going to hang on to until we return to the capital. As for other things he has, there's nothing particularly interesting. +2 chain shirt. But, yeah. So we have...
Don't frighten me.
I guess you could say extorted, but I like to think of that as a regaining ill-gotten gains to be ploughed back into good causes. We'll build an orphanage with the build points we swap that for. Yeah, anyway, 1 of Burning Hands and Warrior's Dog Tag and 800 gold. That's a very lucrative box. And just up here,
Just letting the ink dry.
there's another secret little... there we go. So that's random assortment. So you can see we've pretty much looked at this village. It's not very big. But, again, a random assortment. But we've got one last person to talk to, and that's Isel. Here. And yes. Hello there, traveller. A good day to you. A good day to us all. I'm not going to do a voice like that. It's a bit messed up. It's sort of yokel voice. Anyway, the Silver Dragon himself turned the day into a feast for us. And why, you might ask? All because I forgot my fishing gloves at home. So, first of all, what on earth is going on? Dragon, feast, what's going on here? And it seems that they've taken all the fish that jumped out of the lake as a gift from the Silver Dragon, when actually they were escaping from the cursed sarcophagus. And yes, they think they're never going to need to fish at all. So tell us about this fish situation. And yeah, we've already seen it on the coast to the north of here, and they've filled 3 barrels with fish. And what about this dragon? He's a huge dragon, a silver one. That's why it's called the Silver Dragon. He's very kind and always helps us. The lake is one of his footprints, filled with water. So I guess one might think from the size of this supposed silver dragon that it's not real. That the dragons are big, but they are not big enough to leave a footprint the size of this enormous lake. And he's got a scale, which has been given to him by Ivar, I believe. Yeah, Ivor gave it to me. You can search around for him. Maybe he'll give you a word or two. And we've seen Ivor. Anyway, sorry, I'm just going to drop out so I can...
Anything is possible.
There we go, before we talk. And so we can just say dragons that huge don't exist. And he doesn't believe it. Have you ever seen this dragon? Sure did. Day before yesterday. 2 months ago, too. Burvis, the trader, says I'm a fool. I was just a thundercloud. But you shouldn't listen to him. And what's the dragon done to help? Sent Ivar. Or not, because Ivar was here before. But when Ivar became the dragon's voice, everything got better all at once. Most of the bandits disappeared from the roads, monsters stopped attacking us in the woods, and wolves don't even take our cattle anymore. And now there's the fish on top of it all. So there's two parts to this. We can understand why the fish were all leaping out of the lake. That's entirely unrelated to any of this, except for the sarcophagus. But this reiterates some information we've gained, that most of the bandits disappeared, monsters stopped attacking us, wolves don't even take our cattle. So that is the second part of the mystery, basically. Enough about that. Yeah, we can ask who he is, and claims he's a fisherman. Or he was, because now all the fish just jump out for free. But they won't, because the sarcophagus has been fished out. And, yeah, so this is what we want to ask. Let's talk about Ivar. And this is the crucial option. In fact, I didn't need the buff, because we're rolling at plus 26, and that's only a 19 check. Anyway, who's Ivar? It's reiterating some of the stuff, but he claims the dragon chased the wolves from our herd. He told Ivar, and Ivar told us. And when he scared the monster away so they wouldn't attack us, he told Ivar that too. We had all kinds of good news from Ivar. In fact, yeah. And this option here, this is because we saw the house, which is over that way. And we read the story that his children died after trying to find a dragon. Something terrible happened to him, didn't it? Anyway, house to the northwest. I'm pretty sure west is that way, but I'll forgive that slight directional error. And yeah, he used to be like a real bard. And this reiterates the story we saw on the note, which I went through in the previous video. They went up looking for the dragon, they slipped, they died. But there's a little bit of extra information that Lisa, his wife, got sick right after. And Ivar, he went odd. So yeah, he went odd. And that's when the silver dragon started talking to him. So there's something there. Now, in order to... Ivar we spoke to, but he's run off. And there's two ways you can track down where he is. The first one is this quite easy diplomacy check. And this will unlock Silverstep Grove. Meaning we can go and find him. Easy peasy. Yeah, and that is the main reason for main way to find Silverstep Grove. I'll run through the other way, because we're going to head over that way anyway. And we can say we're the Baroness. And he basically defers to Ivar. And finally, this is quite interesting here, and we're not going to go through with this right now, but if I click here, you see we can try and disabuse him of his various misconceptions. First of all, we can say that the sarcophagus was a combination of... The fish was a combination of the Cyclops sarcophagus and the Nixie drowner. And secondly, that the Cyclops is dead. And thirdly, that the scale came from the wyvern. And this one comes from luring the wyvern down with the fish we found on the shore in the previous video. We're not going to pick any of them because we don't have enough options there yet to do anything conclusive. So we're just going to leave him for now. Now, as I said, we've got some tricky fights. And because we've got some tricky fights, I'm going to rest up because we have been going on fatigued for ages. We've emptied a lot of spells. Basically, we want to be fully prepared for this.
I'll share my pack.
So, let's not rest up because I'm going to demonstrate some other spells here because I think this is quite useful. We're going to get rid of a Divine Favor and a Shield of Faith, and we're going to take 2 Unbreakable Hearts. We're also going to get rid of Eagle's Splendor because Jubilost has got that, and we're going to throw in an Owl's Wisdom. Now, Unbreakable Heart here. It's only 1 round a level, but it suppresses negative mind-affecting effects on a target for its duration, and so we can use that to suppress things like things which these Nixies will be casting on us, which is really quite helpful. So for this, it's quite nice to have them in the bank. And secondly, Owl's Wisdom, of course, boosts Wisdom by 4, which means that will boost, if you don't have any other enhancement bonuses to Wisdom, that will boost your Will saving throws by 2, which is invaluable. So, let's go ahead and rest, because I've got one more trick up my sleeve. And that is, we're going to cook a meal. Yes, meal cooking. So, Jubilost, you can go over there. We'll eat the extra hour. So we are going to cook haggis. Eating a haggis provides you with +1 bonus to all saving throws for a day. Now, a lot of these do this. So hearty meal does the same. But we're going to make haggis because that is Harem's favourite meal. So this is a DC of 18 and we've got +20. So this should all work out fine. There we go. And begin resting.
If you want my opinion, you weren't wrong to tear up your suitor's poem. Some verse deserves nothing better. The same for their authors.
I couldn't control myself, and control is essential for a fighter. But still, I do not regret what I did. My place was not with the worshippers of Shannon.
Ooh, complete failure with hunting. It's not a big deal. We've prepared our meal, but sometimes the DCs of hunting are much harder on a map than the overworld map, so that's worth bearing in mind. So yes, DC 21, and we were rolling 3. Yeah. And we've been attacked by an enormous greater dire bear, which could mean things go incredibly badly, because this is a level 10 animal. It's done 15 damage. Right. Bear with me.
Your life ebbs low.
Do not falter!
Lindsay, you are not going to like this. See whether you can eat an attack of opportunity. And we'll let Valerie die instead. Okay, who's getting up? Right. Crushing Despair. We can't cast Confusion because we got all sorts of stuff in the way, and I don't think we've got any spells at all, so you can just run that way. Come on, guys. See whether we can fascinate it. Probably not going to happen. No. So let's go with
Stay behind me!
inspire courage. Poor old Harem. So it's saved against Crushing Despair. That's a pain. Let's see whether we can demoralize it. Really need Jubilost here to set it on fire.
Will they ever learn?
Down here, because we can buff Bone Shaker. Actually, animate dead. There. Should probably survive this, we hope. You can fire.
Down.
And so okay, not too bad. Cast that. Fire there.
Wishes.
Bone Shaker, please. Fire some bombs.
Fine use
Shoot.
of my
You
talents.
offend me.
And tripped. Okay, it's not so bad. But, you know, ambushes like that. There was a level 15 bear appeared in the middle of our camp. No, only level 10.
Oh, time to get some rest, isn't
So,
it?
yeah, things like that can be absolutely lethal. This pelt isn't even worth very much. But we managed to... it's not so bad in Kingmaker, but in Wrath of the Righteous, ambushes are just... can be really, really difficult. So we've got Haggis, this bonus of +1 to all saving throws. But Harem has got a additional +3 bonus to will saving throws. And these meal bonuses, you can see here, they are a meal type bonus. That means that they stack with everything else, which is great. So if you want to make use of the cooking, you are highly advised to do so because of the benefits it can provide. A +3 bonus to will saves should not be frowned upon, looked down upon. I mean, that's yeah. So there are good lists online of all the favourite meals of the various characters, but Haggis is the one I remember. So we're going to buff up, but we're mostly just going to buff the cat.
You require my assistance?
To an untouchable state, or a near untouchable state.
Is there trouble?
And we will take Good Hope as well. Now, this is quite tricky. We are going to want
Skills are absolute.
resist cold and resist acid and delay poison. Okay, and that should mean that not much can hit us.
No time for idling.
We're going to go haste. We're going to bring Harem over here. And we're going to bring this kitty forward. And this perception check here, this is about discovering where Ivar went. But as we already know where he went,
Skills are getting rusty.
Adventures called.
it's not an enormous issue.
A test of my abilities.
So, the main issue here, you can see Nereid, level 12 Fae. She's got a permanent beguiling aura. Any creature sexually attracted to women runs the risk of being beguiled by a Nereid if it looks upon her beauty from a distance of less than 30 feet. If the creature fails a DC 23 will save, it is immediately fascinated. This is a mind-affecting compulsion effect. The save DC is charisma based. So, DC 23 is pretty tough. However, good old Harem here has got a will save of 20 already. So, he's going to be alright here. The main issue is how do we get to her? Because she is about to summon a big old water element. And we can't see it yet, but there is a Nixie Prankster up there. I've forgotten something. I've forgotten... See invisibility. And she likes to cast confusion as well. So basically we're gonna hang back with the cat at a point where the confusion aura won't get her. And our ranged crew.
This is where I step in.
So this is here. This spray. It's not very nice. Missed, fortunately, and a huge water elemental. This is quite a tough foe, but the biggest danger is that if it hits, it does a fair amount of damage. So again, we're just gonna hang back, not engage. You know, there's absolutely no need to rush into an encounter like this. We're gonna send the cat this way. So. Prankster there. And this is what we got Harem for. And skeletons can't be beguiled. There, see, it's seen us, but this is why we cast Protect from Cold. You can see 0 damage. We can send the cat in now that it's lost focus from the elemental. Harem can come back over here. Oh! And in fact, they've all changed target.
This will hurt.
Ranged squad here. Nobody's using any cold iron weapons. Elemental dead. Harem can come in.
Waste.
Jubilost, you should be shooting as well. There we go.
As dust.
Primitives.
And there she's dead. And we can move into the next one as well. We could, of course, cast... what do you call it? Fairy Fire on her. Or him. Are Nixies all female? Anyway. Instead of that, we're just gonna brute force it. Or are we?
Your time is over.
Where are you, Harem? There was something else I've been meaning to do, which was make you big. And the AI isn't particularly smart, so they continually try and cast hideous laughter on skeletons. But yeah,
Repent. Your life
there we go.
ebbs low.
And dead at last. Not the fastest fight, but also almost 0 risk, because if your party if a chunk of your party gets confused, if somebody who hits extremely hard with a big sword gets confused, then they with lots of attacks and hasted, they'll spend their time just chopping through the person next to them. It is just brutal to witness your own party member just hack their way through somebody really squishy. We'll just pick this up, but I want to make sure we can do everything else in our time.
Applause, please.
So light shield +2.
I'll share my path.
So if you just have a look here, this perception check. I think they're like perception check 0 or something.
I did it.
But
to what avail?
okay, +16. Okay, so the bark fallen off the tree indicates that someone ran along the trunk with amazing agility. On the other side of the tree trunk, you can see human footprints. They lead north. So this is chasing down Ivar. But we're just going to come back to this because I want to do the tough fight and show off. Look at me. These difficult fights are easy for me because I play too much computer games. Yeah, anyway. We've got 2 ferocious hydras, which by themselves aren't difficult. Level 7, but we've also got a Nereid and 2 Nixie Pranksters as well. So a tougher encounter than the previous one.
How cute!
What we're going to do, I don't know why we're arranged backwards, we're going to spread out. Harem,
Just follows in my steps.
did you remember to cast that? No. Thank you. And
Adventures are exciting.
haste. I mean, if you're
Never wrong.
at risk of AoE effects, the
Friendship lasts forever.
number one way to deal with it
Anything is possible.
is to make sure you're spread out.
Yes.
That's something you might
Any brilliant
know
ideas?
from if you played any difficulty enhancing mods in Baldur's Gate 2. You know the absolute importance of having everyone spread out rather than clustered. Thinking like SCS, but really I guess the even harder ones, not very popular these days, but stuff like tactics for original or even like improved Anvil. You want people spread out as much as possible, and you'll notice I spend a lot of these combat with people just sitting there doing nothing, and that's not because they can't be doing something, but it's almost like, you know, held in reserve, I would say. So, summoning Water Elemental. Going to summon. Going to take out there. And range squad there. Valerie, if you just hang there and hopefully not get confused. In fact, I'm a bit worried about you. You can run over there. How's the cat doing? Not been hit yet. So these here, you can see these pranksters. Yep. So we can focus down the Nereid. And you notice that these ones do acid splash, which is why I cast protection from acid before. But the we're gonna hit them with the fairy fire. You see beguiling aura there, but you can't beguile a leopard. So they've been what do you call it? Fairy fired, and Harem can just close in now. Actually, I believe Valerie is immune to beguiling aura as well, and I think, but not, of course, not to confusion.
Become as dust.
No, if you, I haven't talked about this, but of course, summoned beasties will disappear if you kill the summoner. But often you can find it's easier to kill the beastie first, so that it's not hitting on you while you're endlessly trying to hit something like this.
Repent.
There we go, and dead. It's quite a smooth battle. You know, obviously, if we had ranged characters like Ekantio or a custom MC who is you know, I guess an Eldritch Archer or plain old fighter specialized in longbows or any other ranged type character, you know, a battle like this would be much easier because they'd be hanging back
I'll share my
and
path.
you know, firing, you know, 4 or 5 or 6 arrows around into our enemies,
What do we have?
rather than having our sort of crossbow squad of noobs who, although they're getting a little bit more effective. Lindsay, in particular, is not an insignificant crossbower.
Just letting the ink dry.
Let's see whether we can do this.
Anything
Cross the
else?
ravine, and
Applause, please.
let's travel back for that extra XP.
Applause, please.
So yes, you can see that we're basically fully cleared now. What did I miss? We'll get it on the way out. So we got a little body up here. We'll take all of that. And there might
The
be
dangers don't frighten
some
me.
wolves. But basically we're coming back to where we fought that Nereid, and we're just going to travel due north from there.
This will be quick.
Ah, yes.
Let us strike as
Wargs.
one.
Not a big issue. You come back though. You're not ready for
Your life
this.
ebbs low.
just going to hit them there and not have that up. Actually, it's not even worth it, is it? They're not dangerous enemies at this point.
Away, you rascal! Leading you out of our school.
There we go. Some skins. So yes, we're looking for another
There's something
perception
here.
check there. This was a TC0. So the first one was tricky. Anyway,
Done.
more footprints lead north. Oddly, they look bigger now and have a slightly different shape. Let's go a little bit further north.
This is my time to shine.
Snag this here. Always nice to find a chest lying around just randomly. And this one here. Footprints lead to an inconspicuous animal path that leads deeper into the woods. And this one would unlock Silverstep Grove if you got that. But the key thing is they look bigger now and have a slightly different shape. So there's something odd going on with these footprints.
I'll share my path. What troubles you?
If they're changing as someone walks, then yes, something slightly odd going on there. Anyway, I'm going to stop the video now. I think this is I completely lost track of time. But in the next video, we're going to head to Silverstep Grove. So see you then.